University Glass, this Nigerian News Center. Currently with me is Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. We want to quickly look at the issue that has to do with Japa. When we are looking at it, because you know many Nigerians are interested in looking for greener pasture, and most especially in a genuine way. I understand that you know the rudiments of how one can get visa, maybe through student visa or working visa. But let us take the route of student visa. For the purpose of Nigerians who want to get out of the country because of the current situation, how do they go about it?
Okay, thank you for having me, Mr. Matthew. First and foremost, yes, people, have the last resort that the best decision they will make in their life is to run out of this, contraption. And of course, we know before now people go to Libya, from Libya, they fly these ICs into Italy, and from Italy, they are in Europe already. But recently, the middle class have also told the line, but they'd like to go through the legal ways. So for those who want to go through the student visa, most times you must be a graduate. When you're a graduate, you have your BSc, you have to go to your school, recover your transcript because you are going to submit your transcript, right, via email. So you are going to apply. You apply for MSc to a school of your choice. Now, mostly people go to these low-tier schools in England. So when they go to those low-tier schools, they go for a course. The main point is actually a course that might be related to your passion, right? But what people just need is a low-tier school that is affordable. And as at then, I know people used to spend close to, if you're a single person without any dependent, you'll be spending close to 5,000 to 7,000 pounds. And as at then, that used to cost around 4 million to 4.5 million to
So
go.
the first stage is being a graduate
Yes.
in Nigeria,
You have to be a graduate,
obtaining your
obtain
transcript,
your transcript.
applying to the school of
Then
your
you then
choice.
you are going to go into the brochures of schools, but mostly people go for low tier schools. Now these schools most times will offer you some incentives. Like if you can work and study, there's some incentives, right? They can give you some scholarships, and so these are the things people look out for. Mostly people don't go for maybe Harvard, Yale. No, no, no. Mostly,
So I haven't done this. We are looking at how did the person take it off from there.
so often,
Seeking visa
after
and
getting the
others.
security, after getting your transcript, you go online. People mostly work with agents, but these are things that you can do on your own. So after you pick the school of your choice, then you go to their website. From their website, they'll tell you the processes. You apply, you pay for the, for the masters. You pay for the admission. So when you get that admission letter, right from there, you apply for your visa. Okay, they call it your student visa, which of course you go to the embassy,
Of
UK
the
embassy,
country involved.
UK visa, maybe Canada, thereabout. Okay, so I mean these are the processes. For most importantly, your transcript will be intact. You must have close to, as of today now, you must have close to 10 million. If you are just one person,
How much?
close to 10 million right now. Okay, because £1 now is going close to 2,000.
What of the BTA, basic travel allowance?
Pay travel allowance, yes, you have. I mean, basically, you have like £2,000. That's why I said close to £10,000. That's what I mean. So that's like 10 million, right? So with that in place, uh, you keep trying. So sometimes when you apply to a school, they might not give you their admission letter, right? So you try another school. So these are the reasons why people apply to 2 to 3 schools. Right? I have a friend who went to Atos. I think it's Atos Third. Atos Third. I can't recall where that school is, but they call it Atos Third. So he applied. He applied to about 3 schools, right? But Atos Third were the first school that sent him a letter that he has been considered, and he should go process his visa. So that letter was what he took to the embassy, UK embassy, and he applied, paid for his visa fee. Afterwards, after I think about a month, he got a letter from the visa that yes, he has been issued a visa, right? And I think the masters in UK last for about, I think the tenure is 18 months, right? So after that 18 months, you have that leverage to extend your visa for additional 2 years.
So during that process, you can engage in
during that 2 years,
gainful employment.
while you're doing your masters, you can work in a week. You can work for 20 hours, right? So this is how people survive and all that. So after you are now fully done with your masters, you can apply to work with them for additional 2 years, and afterwards,
Legally.
yes, legally, right? You'll be given a work permit, right? You get a work permit, and this is what people do. As it stands today, we can see that there are so many new immigration laws that is actually, constricting people from coming into the UK. Right now, they've actually increased that restriction because they noticed that in the last 3 to 4 years, there has been about 500 increase in immigration, from Nigeria most especially. So now people are going into Finland, people are going to Canada.
So whether through Finland, going to Finland, Canada,
people
Germany,
go to Germany.
the process
For instance, now Germany are even there's this they have this immigration policy they just released now. They are looking for immigrants that will fill I think about 20 job sectors. Like if you're a farmer, you know how to ride a tractor. If you're a teacher, if you're an animal husbandry, that means you know how to rear animals. If you're a veterinary doctor, if you're a nurse, if you are, if you speak good English. So but for those ones, all you need to do is go to the German portal, apply to the sector. You will have to provide your certificate because most of all these things you need certification, right? So, in the instance of the student visa, your certification is your certificate and your transcript, right? Because the Western world lay more emphasis on transcripts rather than your certificate. They want to see the grades of your.
that's a detailed analysis of the performance.
CGPA right from your honor level to your final level and all that. So these are what they lay emphasis upon. Now, for the Germans, I think almost the same thing. So for the German, for instance, if you are a animal, you're animal husbandry, you're a farmer, you must be certified. So for instance, like you want to go to, or if you are a truck, a truck driver, I mean, we have some institutions here that certify truck,
That should be a working visa.
yes, you get that permit immediately because that is what they need. I think they need about. I think they need close to. If I'm not mistaken, like 2 million people.
Okay, now you throw more light into working visa since we're already diving into it.
Working visa gives you more leverage over student visa, right? And it is very difficult to get working visa in places like UK and America directly. In Canada, you can get working visa, but you have to be a skilled worker, and most times you must be below 30 years of age because they look at your credit. Because for you to go to Canada, you need points. So your WAEC, your BSc, and probably your masters, you have those three, and you are below 30 years of age, you have a high chance to get that working visa into Canada.
With your skill and certification.
So of course, you must get your certificate, your transcript for all that, right? Most importantly. So when you do that, go into Canada. So for instance, now I have people who went to Canada who actually it was his wife that applied, and because she got that skilled worker visa, she took along with her husband, who was my own friend, and they are there right now, and they are doing well. All right. So these are the things. These are the ways people apply, which is a legal means, by the way. You go to Finland, and Finland is another place that in Finland education is actually even the tertiary. So if you want to go do your masters in Finland now, you might not necessarily have to pay. There's some institutions, there's some schools that you don't have to pay. But there's some conditions that after you pay, you stay behind and probably work for some years.
Like a bond.
Yes,
you have a bond.
Yes, you have a bond. So you stay behind there, you work for a period of time before you want to go back to your source or where you came from.
As a way of paying back.
Yes, that's it. So and most times people never get to come back. Because the state of the country never seems to improve, unfortunately. So these are the means people apply to JAPA, and for everybody who intends to JAPA, considering the high rate of dollar and all that, if you had budgeted 4 million, 5 million, now you have to double it. But if you go through those processes that I have enlisted, I can guarantee you, provided you don't have any embargo, provided you've never involved yourself,
any crime and
calamity in the past, because the Western world, their economy is digitized, and they have all this data all in place. So they are good to go.
So with the process you have explained, you don't need to go through any agent. It's something you can do on your
Yes,
own.
you can do it on your own, but people are always lazy and people are skeptical of, people who lack that self-confidence. So they feel they might not be able to do it
So
themselves.
we're kind of encouraging people to have that self-confidence
Yes,
that they can do it
when you
themselves.
go to the right portal, everything you have to do is there. You just have to read through. But you see, people are just lazy to read through, and people are not ready to test the waters. People are scared because it involves money. I understand, because when you go to an agent will probably increase that, that total expense. It might increase it by 50%. In a situation whereby you are supposed to spend maybe just 6 million, it might tell you are going to spend maybe
So
that's
doing
like
yourself
8 million, 9 million.
means cutting costs. Doing yourself means cutting costs.
Yes, doing yourself, I think, is even the most sustainable, because when you go for interviews, you get to be able to answer every question you have been asked. Because you personally fill the forms. You personally did everything yourself. All right, but when your agents help you out in some instances, you might find yourself wanting on some questions. You might be dumbfounded. And this is why you see some people getting rejected. And so many times, try to those agents on many occasions try to join two or three informations together. All right. Sometimes they use an address that is known for patrocity for you, and before you know it, you might just get apprehended for what you know nothing about. And this is the situation, many people get to find themselves.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee. This is a good opportunity for Nigerians who perhaps have been looking for opportunity to get out of the country legitimately. Most importantly, legitimately, because it doesn't pay anyone to go through the process of spending money. At the end of the day, the authorities over there will tell him that you are here illegally and you need to be repatriated. So from what Mr. Lee has explained, this is a route that when you follow it is legitimate and it is cost effective. Thank you very much.